Denver, as you heard in the call, they're storming back down 20, and they take a 2-0 series lead, the best-of-7 series. The LeBron James squad already up against the ropes against a team that they seemingly do not know how to beat. So we turn to an old friend, a reliable friend this time of the year, the blame game. We get to play the blame game. I love playing the blame game. Now, the better story is in the losing locker room, so that's where we're going to focus. Congratulations to Denver, but a lot of people kissing their ass. We're going to focus on the losers, and the losers are the Lakers. They're the losers. In case you're wondering who the losers are, the Lakers are the losers in this game. So let us discuss the question, who gets the biggest piece of the Lakers blame bacon-wrapped hot dog? We're going to slice up the bacon-wrapped hot dog because those are big in L.A. And then the biggest chunk of the blame version of the bacon-wrapped hot dog. So I've got biblical, jumbo size, and cartoonish. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make Rocky Mountain oysters, which I've eaten, and the Lakers can eat on their flight back from Colorado. So, listen, if you're going to talk about handing out a chunk of the blame sausage, it starts with Anthony Davis, which is bizarre. If you didn't see the second half of the game, you'd be like, what are you talking about? Anthony Davis had a great game. Why would you say that? You don't know basketball. That's why you're doing overnights. That's what you tell me. Okay, fine. But this game was AD in a nutshell. That's why he's got no legitimate championships, no real accomplishments in his career. He's a fraud. This game is an example of that. It's always a roller coaster ride. It's a biblical situation with Anthony Davis, right? It's the unibrow. If you look at the way he played in this game, so it's a nutshell. It is a nutshell of the way he's played most of his career because he's a perfect player for LeBron James to play with because LeBron likes to call himself King James. Well, Anthony Davis is like the King James Bible here. He's a biblical player. The Lord giveth and the Lord taketh away because he had a virtuoso game going for the Lakers. The first 3 quarters of the game, 32 points, 10 rebounds. He was in some foul trouble, but then in the fourth quarter, the unthinkable, the unimaginable happened for Anthony Davis. He played 10 minutes, took one more shot than my fat ass and your fat ass took in this game. One shot. He pitched a shutout. We scored as many points as Anthony Davis. How great is that? How wonderful is that? It's masterful. Absolutely great. So good. 10 minutes, did not score. Did not score. Meanwhile, it was like a layup line for the Denver Nuggets. And Anthony Davis, we'll talk about this more later, but he's complaining that he feels like he's unjustly been robbed of being Defensive Player of the Year while he was playing like a matador. Ole, 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 ole. You get a layup. You get a layup. You get a layup. You get an open shot. Oh, so good. Oh, it was so good. And then the cherry on top of the sundae for me. I don't know about you. You can call up and tell me or send your messages on the internet, on the socials. But not only is Anthony Davis the guy guarding Murray on the game-winning shot, he then falls in to the Nuggets bench as the crowd is running on. The Nugget players are going crazy. And Anthony Davis is sitting there like kind of tumbled over as the Nuggets are in a celebratory mood. That was awesome. That was so good. Now, there are others other than the aforementioned Anthony Davis. How about D'Angelo Russell, who had 18 points in the first half, 6 of 7 on the money balls, and there was a little audio. If you're watching the TNT broadcast, they played some audio of Michael Malone talking to one of his players, and it's like, hey, it's not your fault. The game plan was to leave D'Angelo Russell open because he sucks. So you leave him open, let him shoot. And the Nuggets let him open, left him open, let him shoot. So he made 6 of 7 in the first half. Then at halftime, nothing's changed more in my lifetime than halftime adjustments. The Nuggets then decided to guard D'Angelo Russell. How'd that go? Well, not good for D'Angelo. In the second half, he was a big bag of suck. 2 of 6 from the floor, 1 of 4 on 3-point. Somebody do a wellness check on Reggie Miller, who I thought was massaging D'Angelo Russell. You see that, you haters? He's really good in the first half. And then he had to play the second half, and he sucked. Water seeks its own level. All right, now, it gets even better. Lakers coach davinham, this bozo. It's so good. You know what he reminds me of? Tom, he reminds me of, we were talking about Let Him Play Joe Mazzulla in Boston. And Davinham, I don't think he used one challenge to question the officiating at all. Now, after the game, Davinham implied that the referees were to blame for the Game 2 loss. Well, rather than me just read the quote, let's go to the audio tape. Here's the Lakers coach, Davinham.
Some tough calls, some tough non-calls, but, you can't use any of that as an excuse.
You just did!
Go out there and be ready to make plays, whether the whistle gets blown or not. It's getting real tricky. Go through the season, games being officiated one way, and then you get in the playoffs, and then it's like, I guess it's left to the interpretation of the three individual guys that's doing the job out there. But all that said, you just have to know that, it stings. Remember this feeling as we take it back home to L.A., and we got to give them that same feeling in Game 3.
So if you've ever had a job, you've probably gotten the compliment sandwich. Where they say, oh, you're doing really well. And then they kill you and say you suck. And then they finish it up with a compliment. I've had that many times. If you've heard the show, you know why. But that was like the reverse compliment sandwich. That was like, listen, you can't blame the referees. Let me blame the referees for 30 seconds. And then I'll say, well, we just got to move on to Game 3. Oh, my God. That's essentially, summing it up in a brief little package here. Davinham essentially saying the game's being officiated differently in the postseason than the regular season. That's never happened before. And LeBronJames also complained about the replay center and that overturned foul call that would have been against D'Angelo Russell. He was upset about that. So where are you at? Where are you at on Davinham and LeBronJames pointing the finger at the referees for the Lakers' loss? So this is not regular size. It's jumbo-sized chutzpah is what it is. Like the NBA pulled out one of their heavy hitters here, Scott Foster. He was the referee, Scott effing Foster. And Denver still won the game. And Davinham and LeBron, what they're doing here is they're subtly going into the confessional. They're both admitting that the Lakers suck and they're not good enough to compete with the Nuggets, which we all knew anyway, right? But the only way that this can be a series is with meddling. And I wouldn't put it past the NBA to meddle with this. But outside of injury, the only way that the Lakers get back in this series when they go back to Skid Row there in L.A. is if the officials come in here and they meddle. And that's it. That's all. I mean, and I got to tell you something. I've been watching basketball a lot. I'm getting older. My entire life, the Lakers have always gotten the screw job from the referees. They never get calls. They never. Have you experienced that too? Like the officials have this clear hatred of Lakers. It's not like they lead the league in foul attempts pretty much every year. No, not at all. I completely get what Davinham is saying. I do. I get it. And LeBron, has LeBron ever gotten a call? No, never. Doesn't happen. Poor LeBron. Let's have a bake sale. We'll raise some money for LeBron. All right. Anyway, the last part of this, so the Nuggets are up 2-0. How are things looking right now for Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and the reigning champions of pro bouncy ball there, the Nuggets? So I would say this matchup, which I'm enjoying the hell out of, I want the Lakers to have a 30-point lead in Game 3. I want them to have a 40-point lead in Game 4 and blow those leads. I think that would be just wonderful. But it's cartoonish, and here's why I use the word cartoonish. I'm going to date myself, but it reminds me when I was a kid, there was a Peanuts cartoon. And one of the famous scenes, think of this in the cartoon bubble in my head. LeBron James and the Lakers are Charlie Brown. Okay, so they're Charlie Brown. And then you got the Nuggets and Jokic and Murray. They're Lucy holding the football. And LeBron and Charlie Brown over there, they think they're going to kick the ball and get suckered every time, thinking that Lucy's going to hold the ball in place and allow you to kick the ball and pull it away at the last minute. The Nuggets are treating the Lakers like silly putty, and it's marvelous to watch. It is like basketball porn to watch this. The Nuggets have now won 10 straight, and the Lakers, to win this series, if my Maller math is correct, they will have to win 4 of the next 5. 4 of the next 5 they will have to win. So that's going to take a lot of officiating interference for that to happen. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Not all precincts are reporting in, but yes, almost time for that last supper for LeBron and the Lakers.